Hello, my name is Oswald, an account manager at Snoofa. In this Snoofa snippet, I want to take you through adding new items to the system. The first way of quickly adding a new item is by clicking on the plus button in the top right-hand menu. As you can see, you can add other things here, but we're going to go with item. Second way is to go onto the main menu on the left, click on items, and then the big orange button, add new item. We're now presented with this create new item form, so let's go ahead and fill one out. First of all, we'll pick a category, so let's say this is going to be a violin. There we are. You may want to add a sale room notice as well, and then you can also add a longer description. Like that. Further down the page we get to more details about each item. For example, you could add in if there's a brand on the instrument. These things are all customizable in your system settings, so whichever details that you choose to add in, you can do that. These are just examples for violins. It's exactly the same for the measurements. These are for violins, but you could change them for whatever you're selling in the system settings over here. We then get to the financial part of adding an item, obviously estimates and reserve. So let's go ahead and put those in. The commission here is set to default 20%, but you can edit that as you wish, and you can also change the default commission setting in your system settings. Other things like CITES regulations, if the item has ivory on it. Then you can also set the amount of labels you want to be printed for each item. You might want 2 labels for this one. Then you can decide things like whether it's antique, whether you want loss and damage warranty, import fees. But again, all these settings are changeable depending on what you're selling. The next thing we can do is to add some tags. So for example, we might know that we want one of the members of staff to check the item before it goes into the auction, or we might think it's incomplete. This is a good way of flagging up certain items before they end up going into an auction. You can also add a new line, something sold with something else. Let's go ahead and do that. So for example, here we might have a certificate. And that will just show up on the lot page. What we could do now is have a look at how some of those fields might look on the online catalogue. If you can see here, estimate, length of back, branded, labelled. So we should go ahead and create this item. That's now been added. You can assign it to a sale here. You can add images on this side. You can also add it to a consignment agreement, because at the moment it's or receipt rather, at the moment it's an item on its own, but we might want to add it to an existing consignment agreement. What we've done there, as we can see, we've added it to the bottom of an existing consignment. So that's a nice and quick way to add things to an existing receipt. You can also add that item to a new receipt if that's what you want to do. And just to quickly demonstrate those tags that we added to the item just now, we just click on those in the filters. Then we can see that our violin has been picked up there with the tags. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it useful. If you'd like to get in touch, please email us on support@snoofa.com.